It's always nice to get some great news from the Interlaken. Kevin Biscay sent me a little note about a new executive chef at the Interlaken who's been there now just about a month or so. And we're going to actually introduce ourselves to that executive chef right now, Justin Keegan. Justin, welcome to Robin Hood Radio, and of course, welcome to the Interlaken Inn as being the executive chef.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure all around. It's this whole community is like a big family, and I've been. It's been my honor to be here. So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about you first, so people get background. What's I know I became interested in radio.
Yep.
My father was in entertainment, and I met several people that he did radio shows with, and from when I was 9 or 10 years old, I always wanted to be a radio announcer, and my father really pushed it. Nobody else in my family did, but he did, and it's eventually what I did and what I became, and now, along with Jill Goodman, the co-founders of the Robin Hood Radio Network. So, what was your initial breakthrough? Where, hey, food should become a part of my life. What I want to do.
I'll tell you what. It started with my grandparents. Honestly, I come from a Polish, Irish, and French background. I know it's kind of a weird mix. But it was my grandmother and grandfather. I mean, I remember way back when I was a young kid, we would go to Sunday dinner or Sunday lunch at my grandparents' house, and my grandfather built me a stool. He had a workshop in his basement, and so I could stand up on the counter and help them cook. So they really kind of put that in my mind. I loved cooking with them, and I think it was that community, family thing, that tradition that they really got me into it. It was my grandparents. So yeah.
It's an interesting story because I'm 68, so I mean, families used to get together 4 or 5 times a year, 45, 50 people strong.
Yes.
And my grandmother and her sisters all came from Hungary, that area.
Yeah.
And so I was always heavy at my life. I would always hang out with them when they were together. And I actually helped them cook things. And over the course of time, I'm the only one left now in the family that knows how to make certain things the way they used to make it.
Right,
Like stuffed cabbage, stuffed peppers, like a dedier, lots of different things that we had when we were kids. And it just stuck with me. So I can understand how that would happen with you.
And it was funny because my grandparents would always argue with each other in a not in a bad way, but they would say, "Oh, I taught your grandmother how to cook," and my grandmother was like, "Oh, I taught your grandfather how to cook," and they just laughed about it, and they had their own special thing. My grandfather would do. He had a huge garden in the back of his house, and then he had grapevines, and so he'd make his own jellies and things, and so that was another thing. I was out there as a young man, a young boy, helping him, tend the garden outside, and it was just a really special moment that really turned my life around, saying, "Hey, I want to do this for the rest of my life," and that's kind of what catapulted me into what I'm doing now.
We are speaking with Justin Keegan, who is the executive chef at the Interlaken. Has been there about a month. So let's talk about a little bit about your experience. Where have you been chef at? Where have you cooked at, and things like that?
Okay, so that gets a little. I like to travel. And typically, and now at this point in my life, I'm pushing 40 right now, and I am looking for a place to settle, and I think that the Interlaken is going to be one of those places. That we have a really great family connection as far as staff goes here. So I graduated high school early. I was 16 when I graduated, and then went to a community college in Holyoke, Massachusetts, and then I transferred to Johnson & Wales University in Providence, Rhode Island. And I thought I wanted to be a culinary nutritionist. I really had plans to do a job, and I had an offer to do a job to work for a sports team as their executive chef and culinary nutritionist. But then I went to France, Spain, Portugal, and I was out there for about a year, just traveling around and working in different places as a intern, as a cook, as whatever they wanted me to be, and it was through the university that I was able to do that as an alumnus. And so I really, my passion is that kind of heartwarming European cuisine. And so what I'm trying to do here at the Interlaken is take that and put it into what we do here. And it's comfort food. It's farm to table as best as possible. We have a lot of great farmers around here that I work with, and Hudson Valley obviously is one of the most well-known places in the world for some really great produce and things. And so, and then so I worked at Augusta National for 7 years, which is the home of the Masters tournament. And that was an amazing experience for me. I really learned underneath a really amazing chef. His name is Bruce, and now he's on Nantucket. But he kind of pushed me to be who I am today, and I owe a lot to him because he's kind of like my second father, and he is an amazing chef, and he's very humble. He's not pretentious like a lot of chefs are kind of known to be, and I'm not pretentious. I'm out there talking to people when I need to, and it's a good thing.
Now let's talk a little bit about Morgan's at the Interlaken. Give us we're in winter time now, so give us the winter hours first of all that people can get food from Morgan's, and do you have pickup service and stuff like that as well?
We do. So that's the one thing we're kind of working on as in our kind of business plan. We're open 5 to 8 Wednesday through Saturday, and then we're open for brunch on Sunday. We just started a Sunday Fun Day kind of promotion, and if you come in for brunch on Sundays, we will include a house beverage. It could be a Bloody Mary, a mimosa, or a holiday cocktail. So those are ours right now. I put on Instagram and Facebook. I post a lot for Morgan's on social media, and we are looking to maybe expand our lunch business, which would be awesome, and reach out to local businesses that are in the area, because we have a lot of we have the banks, we have different offices that are in the area. So we're working on a holiday meal program for that as well. And then also, lunch service for if, you want to have lunch, and we can absolutely curbside pickup. Absolutely, and we're only 5 minutes away from most of the businesses in the area.
I was going to say, at most, you're 7 minutes away from Sharon, immediately close to, of course, Lakeville and Salisbury, and Millerton. About 5 to 7 minutes as well.
Right.
So, have you had any effect on the menu as of yet?
Yes. So so we're working on next week. My background's a Polish background, so we're going to do something called the St. Nicholas's Festival of Food. That's next week, and we're going to run a Sunday brunch special on the 13th, and then Wednesday through Saturday, we're going to feature some of my grandparents' favorite dishes, and actually they come from my grandparents' cookbook. If you go on Instagram, you'll see they're all stained and stuff because they used them a million times over the years. So we're doing that. New Year's Eve, we're doing a really nice kind of upscale menu. It's appetizer included, and then choice of soup or salad, and then we have a really nice selection of entrees, and then I'm doing a s'mores lava cake for dessert. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so the menu itself, again, it changes almost every other day, and I'm just using what I have that I can get locally. I partner with, again, a lot of local purveyors, and I just want to make sure that we're trying to support small business right now. Obviously, everything that's going on. I'm also building I'm trying to build a coalition with other local restaurants in the area, so that way we can kind of self-promote each other. And maybe one day, I was at the Green Cafe the other day, which is here in Lakeville. It's a cafe / gym. The Boathouse, Sweet Williams Bakery. I know Jason and his partner very well. Harney, obviously, we've been with Harney for a long time here in 52 Main in Millerton. So I'm trying to build a coalition where we can cross-promote each other and kind of share and just get through this difficult time. And we actually have a meeting here on Tuesday at the Interlaken with all these business owners just to have a conversation and how do we get through this together. But we at Morgan's and at the Interlaken want to make sure that our local people know that we're open. A lot of people don't even know that we are, as far as the restaurant goes. And so I'm working on that as well. I just want people to know that we are open. We have a great menu, and you can check us out on interlakenin.com, our Instagram page, Morgan's. Interlaken Inn has an Instagram page, and then Facebook also as well. So we're here, we're local, and we're all just trying to get through this and support each other through this whole horrible time.
We are speaking once again with Justin Keegan, the executive chef at the Interlaken. I'm just looking at your menu here, and I see, like as an appetizer, one of my favorite appetizers is onion soup. I see that, but also you have something. I'm not a person that likes a lot of greens, but I, for some reason, over the past 8 months, have become addicted to kohlrabi, and it's you can do so many different things with it, and you have done something with it I even thought. Celery, kohlrabi, and the local pear salad, which to me just sounds great. And I love taking a look a little bit further. Your Nana's shepherd pie.
Yes, that's my grandmother. That's in Massachusetts. That's her recipe.
And of course, you offer a butcher's steak. You have eggplant parmesan and lots of different sides. And I think that's kind of cool that you're integrating what you've learned from your family and the recipes there into the menu at the Interlaken. Because if it's anything that's comfort food, it comes from a family recipe.
Absolutely, and that's kind of, I think everybody right now with everything that's going on in the world, just kind of. They want some sort of something that can touch their heart, food-wise, and if it just brings you back nostalgically to a day when you were young and had your Nana shepherd's pie. I will never, ever, ever. My mom was she was a horrible cook. My grandparents were the ones who were great cooks, but over the years, my mom and I have worked together, and she used to make tuna noodle casserole, and I will never, ever, ever eat that again. When I would come home from school and I smelled that cooking on the stove, I would probably just eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But she now has become a very good cook just through the years, and she was talking to me the other day about Thanksgiving and her turkey. I gave her because I brine all my turkeys when I cook them for Thanksgiving. So I gave her a brine recipe a few years ago, and it's like, because her turkey used to be really dry, and she'll probably hate me for saying that, but it's now like it's a moist turkey. It's beautiful, and she just every year she texts me a picture of the recipe that I gave her years ago, and it's really. A family nostalgic experience is important to me, and my experience traveling pretty much, the country and the world. If you look at my my bio on the website, you'll see I've been around.
Well,
in a good way.
Yeah, once again, it's Justin Keegan, and you could also. I looked at your ways to your posts that you put up on Facebook on carving turkey.
Carving a turkey. Yeah, I think it was a little backwards as far as the series goes, but yeah, it's on there, and it's really not as hard as everybody thinks.
Well, once again, Morgan's at the Interlaken. The executive chef, Justin Keegan. Morgan's is open 5 to 8, Wednesday through Saturday, and then the Sunday brunch is back.
Sunday Fun Day.
Yeah, Sunday Fun Day. And you can find out more, of course, on Facebook. Morgan's at the Interlaken. Of course, they have their own website, theinterlaken.com. Just click on the dining with the menu there. And Justin, welcome to Robin Hood Radio, and we're going to try to touch base with you at least once every couple of months to find out what's going on. And it's just great to know that, once again, Wednesday through Saturday, 5 to 8, you are open.
Yep.
You do have curbside pickup as well, and your Sunday Fun Day brunch. Hey, the best of holiday seasons to you, and we'll catch back up with you a little bit after January and see what's going on for the doldrums of January and February.
Absolutely. Thank you, Marsh. I really appreciate it, and a very happy holidays to everybody and anybody you celebrate, and appreciate your family closely this year, obviously more than ever, and we'll be here. We're around, so just come see us. Just stop in, even for a drink at the bar. We have specialty cocktails and things as well, so we're open.